All right, good morning. I'm Thomas Buchanan. It is Friday, TGIF, to my 100 plus people that are doing your own water fast. I've got some really poor news today. I've been doing water fasting now for 3.5 years. This is this is my end of week 3, day 5. And I was joking around yesterday saying, I've lost 1/10 of 1 pound on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Let's see if I can do it on Friday. Guess what? I lost 1/10 of 1 pound today. Now, aside from water fasting works, I've never lost 1/10 of 1 pound for 5 days. I mean, not in the 3.5 years I've been water fasting. So that's kind of funny, plus ridiculous. And it also begs the question, and I had another viewer ask, if I go on a water fast, she said, how much weight can I reasonably expect to lose in a 1 week period? Well, okay, there are 7 days in a week. 2 of those days, you'll probably bounce up. 1/4 pound, 1/10 of a pound, 2 pounds, doesn't matter what it is. 2 of those 7 days, you will more than likely probably be up. So you'll gain weight 2 of those days. The other 5 days, you can reasonably expect to lose anywhere from 1/10 of a pound to 1/4 pound per day for 5 days. Now, to say I'm an underachiever this week is a understatement. I mean, 1/10 of 1 pound for 5 days each. That's pretty pathetic, but I mean, down is down, right? So at the end of week 3, I lost every day this week. I just didn't lose that much. Now, I said to you on Monday morning, I want to be, I want to be in the 125 point something. I don't even care if it's 125.9. I'm going to be bold here and say, because I don't weigh myself on the weekends, nor do I update my channel, but I'm going to be bold here and say I've lost so little for 5 days that sometime in the next, either on Saturday or Sunday, I'm probably going to lose over a pound. I not only will touch 125 point something, I'm going to say right here publicly, I would not be surprised if I dropped into the 124 point something. So stay tuned on Monday morning and see if I know my body. It would be something if I would gain 2 or 3 pounds on Monday, but I tend to think I'm going to drop into the 124s. I have a gut feeling. The other thing I want to mention to you all is it is Friday. It is John Day. And let me give you a little background and be patient with me. I had a viewer contact me, a homeless man, whom I'm calling John. It's not his real name. And he said, I'm overweight and I want to lose weight. Help me. And I said, okay. But in order to help you, we need to solve some of your other problems along with water fasting. So he's now doing his water fast, and so far he's doing okay from what I hear from him. But on day one, I told him, because let me back up. He was smart enough to know that he could go to any public library and use their computers for free and use their internet. That's how he found me. Because I thought somebody was putting me on. I mean, I didn't think, I never thought a homeless person would contact us. But he did. He's a pretty smart guy. And so I told him, first thing I want you to do is I want you, when you've got some spare time, is to Google cities and towns that are giving away property if you move there, and come up with a list of places where he wants to live. Because I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I always ask the question when I teach a class, are you a tree? And obviously 100% of the people, unless they're really weird, say, no, I'm a human. And I said, whatever your situation is, change it. You have the power to change it. So when you're homeless, the first thing you need is somewhere to live. So I told him, go Google cities and towns that are giving away property. And even if you have a job and you're barely making it, and you live paycheck to paycheck and pray to God no one gets sick, or maybe you're homeless like John and you have no home, let's first get you a place that you can call your own. So I'm sure by now, based on his correspondence with me, he's already searched out some cities and towns in some states, and he's compiled a list, and he's already contacted some. Now, that begs the question, well, what if I don't have an email account? Look, Hotmail is free, www.hotmail.com. Google is free. If you are new to computers and you don't know how to work a computer, ask the librarian to help you get an email account set up. I'm sure she'll be happy to assist. Okay, so he's working on a place to live. Next thing I told him, and this applies to all of you too, is make sure you have a driver's license, or if you live in the state of Texas, a Texas identification card, or if you live in another state and you don't drive, get some sort of identification card. Okay? Because whenever you apply for services or benefits, obviously the person helping you has to know that you're really you. Okay? I mean, I know that sounds strange, but in today's world, they don't know you from me. So either get a driver's license or get a Texas identification card. Next, and there's usually like a $25 fee or something to get a Texas identification card. Go to your local police department and ask for help in getting either a driver's license or a Texas identification card, and tell them you can't afford the fee. And generally they will help you, because you've got to have some form of ID. Next thing I want you to do, because I never could figure this out, especially for you homeless folks, when you're homeless, you need a place to live. What's the next most important thing that you need? You need food. I mean, why are people digging around in trash cans trying to find their next meal? Okay? That just blows me away. So, John, and I know you're listening, Next thing I want you to do after you get your Texas identification card is I don't care if you take a bus, I don't personally care if you walk or crawl. I want you to find the closest Health and Human Services department in your town that you currently are in, and I want you to set up an appointment. And in the meantime, I want you to go to your police department and ask, are there any shelters that are accepting homeless people? And when they give you the address, I want you to go there and I want you to say, look, I'm homeless. I'm trying to turn my life around. I need an address. Can I receive mail at this homeless center? Most of them will say yes. And if they do, get their address. And it needs to be a street address, not a P.O. box. The other thing I want you to do is at the shelter, I want you to ask them for a phone number. Will they take a message for you if you give out a special phone number that they have? Most of them will say yes. Because, people have to be able to contact you. They have to be able to communicate with you. So you've got an email address, and even though you're homeless, if the shelter will permit, you can provide the shelter's address to receive mail, correspondence, and you can use their phone number to receive phone calls. Okay? Because, when you get to the point where you want to open a bank account, you're going to need, one of the very first questions they're going to ask you when you open a bank account is what is your address and what is your phone number and probably what is your email address. So now that we've got all that squared away and you've got an appointment with Health and Human Services, when you go to Health and Human Services, when you go to your appointment, I want you to tell them that you'd like to apply for food stamps and you'd like to apply for welfare and you need an emergency cash check to help you get through. First of all, food stamps. Don't be ashamed. I don't even care if you and your wife are currently working. If you qualify for food stamps, folks, sign up. For God's sake, sign up. You know how much food costs. So, and when you're homeless and you have zero income coming in, trust me, you'll qualify for food stamps. So there's your food. There's your next meal, right? And I have yet to be in a state. Let's assume you find a town that will give you a piece of property if you move there. I have yet to find a state that does not have a food stamp program. So when and if you move, make sure you sign up for food stamps in the state that you're going to live in. Okay? Now, they're not going to give you thousands upon thousands of dollars of food, but they will give you enough in food stamps to survive. And that's what you're trying to do. After that, I ask you to ask the Health and Human Services for an emergency check. They have the authority to cut you a check for X dollars and give that to you. Once you get that check, or they may give it to you on a debit card or something, I want you to take some of the cash and go open a checking account. Now you may say, well, why? I'm not going to have any income coming in. Don't be so narrow-minded. Don't be so short-sighted. You will have income coming in because I told you I wanted you to apply for welfare. You do that at the same place, Health and Human Services. In order to apply for welfare, you have to have a checking account. They have to be able to deposit your money into your checking account. So it's very important that you get a Texas driver's license or a Texas identification card or an identification card for in whatever state you live, because you've got to prove who you are, and you need that to sign up for benefits. And it's really super important that you have an address and have a phone number and a email address, so that people can leave messages or send you emails. And by the way, if the shelter says no, you can't use our phone, you can't list our phone, we're not going to take messages for you, then when you contact someone, tell them you only want to be contacted via email. And check your email once a day. Don't forget to do that. It's very important. Now, in order to schedule an appointment with Health and Human Services, don't expect to get an appointment tomorrow. This may take several weeks. This may take a couple of months. This is not an immediate, quick project. This is something that's going to take a little time. So don't get discouraged. And I had a viewer just ask, what's the reason for the head bandana? I've been working outside, and I'm in Texas currently, and it's hotter than hell outside. Actually, I think hell is a little cooler today than we are in Texas, and so I'm working outside at least till noon or maybe 1 o'clock, or until I fall over from heat exhaustion. So that's the reason for the outfit, and to look the reason why I'm looking so sweaty. But so I've given you some homework, John, to work on. Don't expect it done by Monday morning. Keep searching for a city or town and a state in which you want to live. And once you get in the food stamp system, you'll have food coming in. I mean, you'll literally be able to walk into a grocery store and buy $25, $50, $75 worth of food, and you can eat on that food for a while. So we've taken care of a place to live. We've taken care of getting you an address, a phone number, a email address, so that people can contact you. I've recommended that you go to Health and Human Services, and if you don't know how to find the closest one to wherever you are, Google it. Put in Health and Human Services near me, or address of Health and Human Services, and use one of the mapping programs to find out exactly where they're located in the city or town or county where you live. I told you to apply for an emergency check. That will give you the money. Hopefully that will give you the money needed to open a checking account. I've told you certainly to apply for food stamps. and I've told you to apply for welfare. And so that should be enough on your plate to keep you busy for the next several weeks. But I'm glad to hear that you have started losing weight, John. I have over 100 people on this channel that are participating now in my weight loss challenge. My weight loss challenge is very simple. I challenge you for 4 weeks to join me and start your own water fast. For the first 7 days, you're not allowed water, tea, coffee. You're allowed no liquids and no food. On the 8th day, until you reach your goal weight or until you drop dead, you're only allowed 3 glasses of 8 to 12 ounce glasses of water a day. And I jokingly said until you drop dead, because you would not believe all the horror stories that people said to me. You'll damage your organs, you'll die, you'll drop dead from no water, you can't go 7 days without drinking water, blah, blah, blah. I feel better today than I have felt in 25 years. So, everybody has a solution to your problems. And everybody truly believes that they're right. The only problem is they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I did have one viewer contact me about John, and he said, I'm confused. Can't John go to a shelter and ask for help? I should probably title this video today, Look, folks, no one gives a shit about you. You see, the shelter people get paid by the state and the federal government to house you. Okay? They're not going to tell you about an emergency cash payment from welfare. They're not going to assist you in signing up for food stamps. They're not going to help you sign up for welfare so that you can get monthly money coming in. Why? They would put themselves out of business. Okay? And they want a job too. These are low-end people that it's the only job they can get is to warehouse you like a piece of meat. Okay? And in most shelters, it's really not too safe. So, their goal is to get you to keep coming back because it makes their numbers look good. And when their numbers are greater, they get more funding, and it makes their job secure, but it doesn't really help you at all. So it's kind of crazy. But so I've said enough to you, John. Fridays are my John day. Now I'm going to take a break for the next couple of weeks because I've given you enough, John, to work on that you're not going to be able to get everything done that I've told you to do today in a week or two. It's going to take a little effort. Okay, John, it's not going to be easy. It's kind of like the water fasting. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Okay, but you can't give up. You can't give up on yourself. Okay, you deserve to be skinny. You deserve to have a place to live. You deserve to have food on the table. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be thin. And if there's one thing that you can control right now, John, through water fasting, you can control your weight. And I'm so appreciative that you took me up on my 30-day challenge. Uh, and, y'all may laugh at me, but I still think Monday morning at 7, 8 o'clock, whenever I get up in the morning, I still think I'm going to be at 224 point something, not 225 point something. Now, my goal is to be at least 225.9 on Monday morning, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have lost so little weight this week that I think I'm gonna take a nice bounce to the downside. So that's all I've got for today. TGIF. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. I always like to end my show with a saying, and this one's pretty simple but very true. You can do this. I believe in you. You can do this, John. You can get through this. And to the other 100 of you water fasting, you can do this. You are doing this. I believe in you. Isn't it nice to have someone say those words? I believe in you, and truly mean it. Make it a great day. I will talk to you on Monday, and I hope to see you next time I see you. I hope to be a thinner person by at least a pound. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Make it a great day.